Hey everybody, Science Fiction Reads here. Thought I'd finally get around to posting a video on BookTube. What better way to start than a book tour, maybe a bit of an intro. I've been collecting books for, I don't know, 6 years now. This is about 2/3 of my collection. I recently moved, don't have room for all of them, which is a shame, but I'd say 90% hard science fiction, space opera, and a little bit of everything. So up top, a lot of you may recognize these old Yellow Spines by Daw. Such good authors collected in these, and all the cover art. Just read this recently. Barrington J. Bailey, epic, what would you call this, time travel? Multiple timelines. So good. Especially considering how old it is. When was this written? They've usually got art on the inside too. 74, so it's not as old as I thought, but just an epic story. And I mean, C.J. Cherryh's Morgaine series, it's one of the first series I read. John Brunner, Brian Stableford. I don't know if I have all of his books that were released in Daw Yellow Spines. One of my favorites. He wrote such great biology-based sci-fi, kind of like, I guess this would kind of be modern day what he writes or wrote. But I mean, all these books, they're so good. These Daw books always had the best cover art. I mean, got a bunch of Jack Vance here. Anytime I see these, I'll pick them up if they're cheap. I mean, I don't want to pay too much unless I'm interested. I'll pay a decent amount for Jack Vance, but I mean, a Van Gogh, just the best. Doesn't get more classic. Donaldson, hardcovers. I just read his, this was not really for me, but his fantasy series, which very polarizing reviews on these books. If you've ever heard of Thomas Covenant Chronicles, hard character to like, epic series. Not so sure about the last four. Another series I really started out reading fantasy, and didn't take long until sci-fi ended up being what I was really into. Alistair Reynolds, you may be able to tell, my favorite author. Revelation Space was maybe the 3rd or 4th sci-fi I ever read, and I was hooked after that. Another one of my faves, Neil Asher. There's nothing more fun than a 15-20 book universe like the Polity series, epic stuff. And then Stephen Baxter, epic hard sci-fi. I mean, oh my God, some of the stuff going on, just the descriptions of galaxies in this book alone. It's a great series. Banks. By now, I'm sure you're not surprised to see every culture novel on my shelves. You get an idea of what I'm into here. Gary Gibson. Nobody talks about Gary Gibson. Not so much, anyway, in the Facebook groups and SF BookTube, but great books. These books, too, which are backwards. This is the first. I haven't heard anybody talk about these, and I haven't read the second yet, but incredible multi-realities, possibly time traveling. It's been a while. Great series. Chikasi. I mean, need I say more? Come on. Amazing. Paul McCauley. Oh, epic stuff. And I mean, Superk, Blind Sight, one of the best, chilling novel, really. We got some old paperbacks. Another one you don't often hear about, C.S. Friedman, great author. A lot of old, I mean, honestly, old sci-fi doesn't get better. Especially hunting for it in bookstores, which I'm really missing. With COVID closing them all down. Jack McDevitt. Fun series, not as hard sci-fi as I like, but really enjoyed those books. Vacuum Flowers. Great cyberpunk novel. If you're into cyberpunk, I don't really hear that one mentioned much. Sonic's an epic writer. More Baxter. These aren't very hard sci-fi at all, but, well, it's not entirely true, but Charles Sheffield, especially his Heritage universe. Fun novels. I think there's 6 or 7 in that series. The Uplift books, Dragon's Egg, and Star. I read those at the beginning of the year. Very good. Epic. I don't know if it gets harder than that. This random trilogy, I'm not gonna, probably can't pull those out. Never heard anyone talk about them. They're pretty wild. Good, not great. Al Clement, of course. Still haven't read that, but who can invest the time? I know it'll be good when I get to it. Peter Hamilton, of course, not a surprise to see him here. Another one of the first series I read. Some sci-fi elements. Rest of My Cherries. Love C.J. Cherry. My Arthur C. Clarke paperbacks. Still so much of his stuff I need to read. Gregor Benford, epic hard sci-fi. I was lost half the time. Loved it. Got some ace doubles. I'm not sure, but this might be the first ace double that was strictly 2 sci-fi stories. I think that's right. I mean, 1953, and it's not terrible shape. $7. Oh. Analog, these are always awesome to go through. I mean, Larry Niven, Joe Haldeman. Oh, there's a Sheffield story in there. Anderson. Greg Bear. Ship of Fools, that was fun. Julie Zerneda, Canadian author. Back to the top here. One of my all-time favorites. Chilling novel. And oh, Carl Schroeder. Not enough people talk about Carl Schroeder. Epic. Science fiction, fantasy, incredible prose. Just epic stories. I mean, Ventus. Yeah, I don't hear many people talking about these. These books are so good. Some more Robinson. Now we get into some good stuff here. my hardcover Clarks, as well as my hardcover Asimovs. Love the Foundation series. I think this is a first edition Fantastic Voyage. Just how cool is that? $66. There's really no order to my books here. Trying them out here. One of the greatest, not much science fiction there, but probably the greatest world building I've ever read. Another great science fiction fantasy book that nobody talks about. Nothing to do with the Stargate franchise, and I believe this was published before any Stargate stuff, so this is an epic, epic tale. Gods. Where are the gods? They're kind of gods. Epic, epic story. Beautiful prose. I can't even explain it. Look it up. I've got tons of these just hardcover book club editions from the 70s and 80s. I got, the majority of them are not even here. They're in a box in the closet. Always fun to find just any old 70s, 80s hardcover science fiction or fantasy. Look at that art. Pretty sure that's a book club edition. Oh, I guess not. They're just so fun to find and collect. Snow Queen, one of my favorites. More Hamilton, more Bear. The Amber series, Burn Revenge. That's about it. That's a glimpse anyway. So what I have here, the other third is mostly in boxes. I don't know. Maybe if this post gets, I don't know, comments, likes, or if there's enough demand, I'd like to review books, but maybe, certainly I could do a look through my boxes of other science fiction. I've even got a box here of stuff that's currently for sale on Marketplace. Trying to create more room. Most of those are doubles. Just going through old stuff. I got all my childhood Redwall here and complete run of the 70s Battlestar Galactica comic books. That's not really what the channel's about though. It's that right there.